Okay, so basically, keep blowing the 100 amp fuse. I'm having a problem, it looks like on this side. There's two connections here at the fuse box. These both come from the positive battery cable, come around the back, and come up to here. I think it's this side, which is the heavy white wire. When you come to the battery, hang on, let me pause this and I'll peel it open and show you. Okay, back to this. This side with the multimeter and the test light seems to be the problem. Very dim, and it actually arced when I touched it with the multimeter. So there's something wrong with this end of the main fuse relay box. Now, if I follow this around, it comes right here to the battery, to the positive terminal, okay? Now that positive terminal splits and goes to the starter. And this other one goes to the alternator. Now I tested down to the alternator and I got green, which means it's ground, okay? This side of the battery cable obviously is attached. The other one goes to the starter, and I'm reading online that people have problems with starters causing this issue. Problem is your starter is buried underneath this intake manifold, so I can't get it out unless I take all this shit off the top. But I can do this. They said to check the solenoid. So, I'm going to hook this back up. Come on. Just give me what I need. I checked this a minute ago and there was no juice, no power to the solenoid wire. I'll do this again.
I'm calmer now. I'm going to take my shower. I got my cat, one cat at the edge of the bed.
Okay. My test light. Positive, negative. Those wires run to this probe. Now if you watch, I'll do things like this. Let me turn off my headlamp and I'll go by this strictly by the light on the camera. So if you watch this, I can go and start touching ground and electrical wires, and the light will at least light up. Watch when I touch this. Okay, see the light lights up. Okay? Current, flow. There we go. Go to this. Current. See the red light? I'll face it towards me. Turn the light off. Flash, sorry. Okay, watch. See the light comes on. Current. Watch when I come down to the starter solenoid wire, and I've been here 15 times with 15 other things today and thought that I had it. So this may or may not be the problem, but people said to go and check the solenoid wire, because if you follow the wires from the battery here, I know it's hard to see, it comes down and it runs down under there, and there's a positive line that goes to the starter, and then there's a solenoid wire, which is the small wire. This should have some kind of flow. Watch when I touch it with the probe. I'll tuck the probe inside of it. Let me set this down and I'll tuck the probe inside, and then I'll show you how it's tucked inside. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay. I am inside that terminal. Focus. This is a starter solenoid terminal that's tied in with this wiring. Can't get any light at that starter solenoid wire. And I don't know why. The starter wires are tied in with this alternator wire, which is tied in with the battery wires, which is tied into that fuse box. This is the spot that I'm not getting any power, and I have no rhyme, reason, or explanation why. I do know that it's tied in with, if you follow just past this, and come follow the wiring harness there. It comes, and these wires are tied in, and they come up right here. This is on the same wiring harness, same exact wiring harness, these alternator ones, as that harness. The same wires are running through them. Okay? Come over to the alternator. And this is kind of tough to get in, so let me get it in there. And then I'll show you once I'm touching the back of the alternator terminal. Come on. Okay, there we go. I am touching the back of the alternator terminal, and look. Red light. Take it off, put it on. Red light. Okay? Circuit's going to the alternator. Circuit is not going to the starter solenoid, and that wire goes to there. So now I need to figure out why that wire doesn't have power and how it is affecting how it's affecting that. I don't know the correlation. I'm just going through the forums on the all data with other texts and finding a ton of them. Keep blowing the 100 amp fuse. You know, went to disconnect the battery and reconnect the battery. Change the alternator. Sometimes it's not even the alternator. Sometimes it's people changing other stuff. But they disturb the wires and it shorts something out, and then every time they try to plug the battery and it's blowing a 100 amp fuse. That's exactly what's happening to me. Found some of them that were saying go and check the starter circuit. And the first wire that I pull off is that starter solenoid. I can't get to the main power one because it's buried underneath this. But I can get to that, and it's very verifiable there that there is no power going through that wire right there. Everything else I'm testing has power. That does not. So for what it's worth, I'm just documenting so that I can kind of use this to go back, and if it works, I'm going to be able to see where I was.